Hello, peeps. It is Jake the Snake, and I'm doing just me sort of daily vlog. Got a vlog. Originally started this YouTube channel to make it about modern merchant, my business, and sort of gone all over the shop. But yeah, my modern merchant business is buying and selling items from liquidation and deceased estate auctions for profit margins between 5,000 up to 30,000%. You heard that right. Just right now, I'm going through a lot that has been sitting around for a couple of months, and I've just found a couple of items that I've paid like 40 cents for, and they're worth 500, which I'll show you guys. I'll show you a little bit of what I've been listing yesterday and today. So we've got in this room, we've got some Warhammer, we've got a Dremel, which is all my own stuff. We've got motorbike parts, which I bought from an auction, pulled off of a motorbike. We've got some antiques in those tubs. We've got some bodyboard bags. We've got some clothes, more antiques, specifically Troyan pottery and some crystal. We've got some car parts, bearings, expensive bearings. That box has a bearing in it that's worth $400. I paid $1 for it. And some more motorbike parts with some air filters. Bulk lot of new clothes. I've never sold clothes before, but just thought, why not? Just give it a crack. Got a lot of Warhammer there that was mine. I'm selling that on Friday. And I'm just going through some a car part lot auction. Now, I'll put a photo of what this lot looked like when I bought it. It just looked like rubbish, junk. Anyone else would have just thrown it out. I paid $5 for the tub. In the tub, I found 10 grand. Now, you know, people will say, oh yeah, but who's going to buy that? If you're not that familiar with eBay, you just don't know. It's one of those things where these are the sorts of items that if people need them, they know exactly what they need and they go looking for this exact item with the part number. So mechanics or hobbyists or, you know, people like that. And the thing with eBay and how to be successful on eBay and how to go full time is it's all about the numbers. And specifically, there's a few numbers. One is your click-through rate, one is your sales conversion rate, and one is the number of inventory you've got, the amount of inventory you've got. And so if you're averaging, say, a 1 to 3% sell-through rate per week or per month, and you have 100 items, that's 1 to 3 items that you've sold either per week or per month. Now, if you have 10,000 items, that quickly jumps to 100 to 300 items per week or per month. If your profit margin is around $50 per item like mine, but sometimes all the way up to 600, then 100 sales is 5 grand profit for the week or the month. 300 sales, 15 grand profit. You do the maths. And a lot of resellers have hundreds of thousands of items for sale, if not millions. At the moment, I've only got, I think, 1,200. But I've got heaps more inventory to list, and I've listed, I think, $105,000 worth on eBay, of which I think I've paid about 2 grand for. And I've got about another $250,000 worth to list, which I've paid maybe 7,000 or less for, which I went through some of in another video. So let's have a quick gaze at like some of this stuff. So I had just had this lot sitting in the garage and hadn't looked at it yet. I had a car accident and had a fair bit going on, and anyways, I decided to open it up and clean some of the items, and it's been cool. So one in particular, well, there's a few. It's like that big bearing I showed you before. This little inconspicuous bag of what I would say look like terminal blocks or just like some electrics for cars. Quick Google Lens, which I can chuck up in the video, tells me that these retail or sell for about 100 to 150 bucks a pop. These specific ones with these model numbers aren't for sale anywhere, and so if you have the luxury of having capital in the bank or having been doing it for a while, you can sort of set your price and see where the interest comes in. There's 4 of them, so you know it's a quick $500 bag. I usually undercut the market by anywhere from 10 to 50%, so I might even sell them for 60 bucks instead of 120, just because I paid $5 for this lot of items and there's probably been 100 items in it. So what's that? 5, 10, 5 cents an item. Yeah. 5 cents an item. 5 cents into, that might be my biggest return on investment in percentages. 5 cents into $500. And no one, I've told people about this business. I had one VC who actually wanted to invest in it, but I was just not in a good spot at the time. And, I say to my mates, they're always like, oh, I just wanted like a little bit of side money, or, I just need to pay an extra bill per week. And I'm like, go spend $50 or $10 at an auction and you'll 10, 50, 100, 1,000, 30,000 times your money. It won't happen overnight, but the more you list, the more you sell, the more consistent you list, the more views you get. And eBay, for instance, when I started, in the first 3 months, I had 1.4 million listing impressions and I think 4,000 clicks on my listing with zero ad spend. I mean, some of the listings I promoted through eBay, so they take like a percentage of the sale. But you just can't, with a website, it'll take you years to replicate or thousands of dollars spent on ads. And so, anyways, let's go through a couple of the items. These ones I haven't really cleaned up very well. I've just wanted to get the model numbers to be viewed. So this is, I forget what it is. It's a car part. I've got like some indicator asses here. It's something like this, depending on the model, depending on the car it's for, $40 to $150. This one's not in the best condition, but we've got like what did they call this? Some sort of assy with your buttons and that. I think this exact one is for sale in a better condition for $245. And people will say, oh, well, how long does they take to sell? So I looked up the sold items of these, because these are pretty niche. I didn't think many of these would sell. And there's been over like 30 of them sold on eBay in the last month for between $60 and $150. My dog's wagging her tail. And yeah, so there was heaps of items in that. Still got a fair bit to go through. Yeah. I was all excited to make this video and now I can't be fucked anymore. What else was I going to talk about? I don't know, maybe the fact that my editing is so bad I can't even remember why I started making the video. Come on, up. I gotta lift her up because she's got a bung leg. Oh, the table's in the way. You big girl. There you go. Say hi to the camera, please. Say hi, Ivy. Look. Yeah. She's been my company for the last couple of months through a very turbulent time in my life. Yes. Talked to Gemini about the origin of consciousness last night, as everyone does on a Tuesday night in their spare time for fun. I bought these books at the post office 6 months ago, and these are really good. People, if you see these, you should buy them for your kids or even for yourselves. $6, and it's just full of infographics, and it's just my jam. How Management Works is this one's called. I don't necessarily need it, but I do like looking at graphs and stuff, because who fucking doesn't? Got some other books here that I'm going to read. I read a fair few good books last year, a total of 5, I think, so setting records. And one was called The Diary of a CEO by Stephen Bartlett. I didn't realise that I watch him on YouTube. One was called The Broken CEO, I think. One was called The One Page Marketing Plan, which was one of my favourite books. The Art of the Start 2.0 by Guy Kawasaki. And Launch by Jeff Walker. Anybody who's got an idea especially for a digital product or a coaching service or a consultant service, which seems to be everyone in tech these days, that is one of the best books you could read on how to generate an audience and an email list and all that jazz. So here, I don't know why I bought this. I've got over like 500 books in my Amazon wish list. Because I'm so cool. This one's called Chill and Prosper New way to grow your business, make millions, and change the world. And I want to fucking change the world. Let me read the blurb too. I could do Jake's story time. Feeling burned out by your business? Yes, I was in my previous one. Sick of the hustle and grind culture of your industry? I like the hustle. There's a better way. Get over your perfectionism. No, not possible. I may as well take this book back. Chill and prosper. With her trademark humour and down-to-earth wisdom, money mindset coach Denise Duffield-Thomas shares the invaluable business and counterintuitive millionaire mindset lessons. No blood, sweat, or tears necessary. That won't work either because I cry every day. That will set you on the path of abundance without all the hard work. You will discover how to find the business model that works perfectly for your personality and learn key concepts such as the golden goose and the keyless life. I pretty much live a keyless life. I don't remember the last time I locked the front door of the house. Years ago. No one knows where I live. Plus, Denise talks you through the small but important details of being an entrepreneur, including how to deal with awkward money situations. That is one thing I could make a video about. I absolutely perfected the art of not just asking for more money at a job. Pretty much specifying that the final price of what they're paying for is always going to be more. And I'll explain that in a second because it's totally what I made the video for. Including how to deal with awkward money situations and find the most effective way to price offers. With real business case studies and practical advice, Chill and Prosper challenges the old, boring assumptions of what it takes to create success. This is a revised and updated edition of the book previously published as Chillpreneur. That's fucking way too try hard. Just don't combine words that don't need to be combined. Now I'm going to bring my fucking phone stand with me. I'm going to go have a dart and I'm going to tell you how I managed to run my landscaping business and ask for more money all the time, honestly and fairly, and with no whatever the fucking word is. So, the first few years of business, I admittedly lost a lot of money that you didn't see that I was losing it. Lost a lot of money just on things like extra things that I was doing for clients at jobs. And so, say we had a job that took 40 hours or all week. There might be like an extra 20 minutes every day of a little task that wasn't part of the scope of works. That would end up costing me X amount over a week, over a month, and it slowly would add up. And some jobs it was, a lot more. Some jobs it was something that I would quote $500 for, and the job's a $30,000 job. So anyway, it's got to the point I'm like, this is like killing me. It's eating into all my profit. And so I said, I came up with my my terms and conditions that I saw from a similar business, but changed it to suit mine. I set out terms for progress payments, but I also started telling every single client on a job that was over about $5,000, which is 90% of the jobs, that the final invoice is going to be